Hey children. So, how are you doing? Insert long kind of pause while we do this kind of imaginary interchange in which you respond and then I kind of pick up the conversation where I just kind of talk and respond like you never said anything because, this whole interchange is mostly just imaginary, but I do really want to know, so if your life has been as exciting as mine, hit it up in the comments because that's always fun to talk to good people. So, there's been a bit going on, as one might imagine by the fact that I've been not doing this quite as much. Sure. Where to even start? The last month has been pretty hectic with stuff at home and other crazy lunatic social personal stuff that I'm not going to get into here, but we've got a bunch of stuff out on Deadflicks. We've done some really interesting kind of discussions that are forthcoming about like feminism and the woman of Stranger Things and stuff like that. That'll be out in the next couple of months. We went to go and see Midsommar, which was amazing, and I'd thoroughly recommend you check it out. I don't think it'll be in the cinema anymore, which is a shame. I'm not one of these crazy fanboys who goes on and on and on about directors this and he is the newly born, risen Christ person of this generation. He's going to change everything, all that kind of stuff. I just thoroughly enjoyed Midsommar. And it was unlike anything I'd seen before, which was, I think it's got a staying power and there's a lot of interesting things happening. It might not be your typical horror movie, but it's not quite your typical anything really. It's just interesting. And there's a lot to kind of pick apart and discuss and things about that. Again, Pippa and I sat down and did we spoke about it quite at length in our horror talk on it. We spoiled the shit out of it, so if you have seen it, go check that out. Otherwise, we are in the throes of packing our lives up and moving to a little place with a garden and all the other wonderful stuff that means that we can be outside. So sunshine is forthcoming for us. We're quite excited. It's this place we're in at the moment. It's been nice and all the rest, but time has come and Pip and I are going to be moving on soon-ish. So, of course, like there's this now frantic thing to get everything prepared ahead of time, so we've got lead time on videos and other production. We're both working on a submission at the moment for a anthology collection for I think at the tail end of the year. It's open to submission, so we're not special in that we're working on it. It's just we're trying to basically juggle balls whilst doing a bunch of other stuff. We've been I think Pip's finished her Christmas, not her Christmas, God, that is how confused I am. I think yesterday basically the season changed, so everything's starting to feel like autumn again, and I pulled on trousers, like long trousers, for the first time in a month or two. So I'm a little heartbroken about it. I'm chuffed at Halloween and the season's rolling around, but it's, winters are long and cold here in Dust North. So we're busy working on the next couple of bite-sized horror collections. Pumpkin Guts is still forthcoming, of course. Crikey. There's been a lot of stuff happening, and not all of it is kind of online internet stuff that I'm going to talk about, but just, when you wake up and you get a good feeling one day, and then like one thing happens, another thing happens, and another thing happens, and then you go and buy a lottery ticket because you figure this is a yes letter, and you you have as much of a chance of doing it as anybody else. And God, I hope I haven't had my hand over the microphone for this entire video. Fuck. Yeah. Other than what else is going? So this weekend on Saturday, I have no clue what the date is. But I'll put the links in down below. Pip and I are both going to be on the Spilling Ink show over on the Jason Lavelle's podcast called The Raven. Well, we both appeared on The Raven in the last month, which was really good. I had a hilarious discussion with Jason Lavelle about bunnies and humping, and it was a really, really fun show. We kind of just swear at each other and misbehave and act like a couple of prats. So if you want a snicker, that's well worth checking out. I'll put the links in the description, and the one for Pip as well. She's considerably better behaved than I am on her episode. But we're all going to be together with, I think, Michael Brent Collins on Saturday night. So this is, again, I'm not even going to try with the date. I'll just put the links in down below, but it is this weekend. So you'll pretty much know that you've missed it. God. So I'm going to call it quits at that. As always, if you want to kind of check out what we're doing, Deadflicks Patreon and the Deadflicks YouTube channel is probably your best bet if you're into horror, shenanigans, and all kinds of stuff. We've got some interesting guests and things lined up for the next couple of months. We're busy piecing together our Halloween extravaganza. We've got, as before, lots of kind of books and stories and things coming out. And I can, of course, now announce that other thing that I was working on, which is the Wicked Library anthology. So it's the Wicked Library's first book. Pip and I were both invited to write along. There are some other amazing kind of authors. And embarrassingly, I can't remember any of their names other than Jessica McHugh, because I don't think they've announced them yet. I think that, yeah, she's the only one that they've announced. And we're really, really excited for it. It's a cool project to be involved in, and both of us have written really cool stories, or at least I think it's fun. Pip's one is called The Unmaking of Jennifer Hawkins, and mine's called The Nun's Cat. So totally different directions for both the stories. They both are kind of hinged around libraries and places of knowledge and the like, and it's a really cool project, and I think that'll be out sometime October, which will be fun. So I've prattled on for about 8 or 9 minutes at this point. I'm going to bid you adieu. Hope that you have a fantabulous weekend, and blast this thing up. And I'll see you next time. Okay, cheers.